Good afternoon, Miss
I,
Gretchen Hartog. How are you?
I, good, thank you. I'm not in Paris, just a correction. I'm not in Paris, but I'm in Angers, so it's 3 hours from Paris. 3 hour
Okay,
drive.
okay, so you're in France.
But it's also like a big city, so I suppose
Okay.
it's those.
How are you, madam?
I'm good, thank you. I just
Uh,
had a little scratch in my throat earlier just before you called, so I'm a bit panicky again. But I'll explain it now, the whole isolation phase and now
yeah.
what to
So,
expect.
yeah, so quickly before we start, Gretchen, tell us what are you doing in France and why did you leave Paul?
Why did I leave Paul? Because I got married to a French guy, a French, yeah. And but I left in that was in 2008. I've been a physiotherapist here. I finally qualified or got the rights to work here in 2015. So I've been a physiotherapist ever since. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So how long are you in Paris? I mean,
In
France,
France,
sorry.
I've been here for 11. I think this is my 12th year I'm going for.
Wow,
Uh,
okay, so let me hear the French. Ask me how I am and what's
nee,
happening.
ek het gehoop ons gaan Afrikaans kan praat of die ding, want ek
Okay, anyway.
I'm still very, very South African by heart, like in everything we do. My goodness, a favorite musician is Ali B. So
Yeah, madam. So what, of course, those of you are joining, we're just talking to Gretchen. Gretchen is in France, and I want to find out how the coronavirus has impacted France. Um, are you guys under lockdown? What are the procedures? Fill us in, please, Gretchen.
yes, okay. So we've been under lockdown now for about 10 days. Started 1 week ago, yeah, I think this Saturday. But we started on a weekend, so it was quite a bit tough to get your, because you start on the weekend, you know you're doing lazy things and so it was quite tough to get into a routine. We've been isolated ever since. Yeah, the only time we leave the house is for the dogs, to take the dogs out, and also to go buy stuff. But yeah, so that's the two things. The kids aren't at school anymore. The teachers send their homework regularly to almost every day. They send the work in the morning, and then the evening they have to check. They send the answers to what they were supposed to do. So that's going really well. But in the beginning, it was a bit difficult with internet, because you also find now, even with your lockdown now, I think more and more people are using internet. So that's becoming a little bit of a problem. But it's okay.
Yeah, so explain to me from the get-go. So when you guys feel sick, when you guys feel that you have symptoms and you're not allowed outside, what happens? Do you phone the hospital? What happens?
I mean, I've got a very, just the week before this happened, I went to the doctor for something else. So we had a bit of a discussion, and luckily, I mean, she checked me and I was fine. But so yeah, our relationship with the doctor is fine. I think that is important. So we can just call her anytime if we feel, so if you feel the need to. But we try not to bother them really, because even that week I felt a bit guilty for going for almost like no reason. And they were the work already started for them. So you try not to bother your local doctor. However, we've got a pharmacy right just around the corner, and one of my kids have she's allergic to cats, and she sometimes have asthmatic symptoms over periods. If it's quite dusty. So we were a bit scared of her situation, and then I asked my husband to go to the pharmacist to ask, because we needed. I wanted a Ventolin just in case anything happens, and they said we don't have to, because usually you need a prescription for it. Yeah. Um, but in this case, they said it's fine. Yeah, if we ever need, they'll give it. So
Cool. So tell me, what are your restrictions? Can you go to the shop? Can you go to the pharmacy? Must you stand in a queue? Must you wear a mask? What's the
yes,
rules?
basically like all the other countries so far. We with the mask, we don't have masks because there weren't any masks available. I think up till last week or probably Monday, the for the medical staff, like we even as physiotherapists, we got. I think we are allowed 6 masks per week or something to
Wow.
that extent. But I think that is finished now, because today I just saw on some post that the nurses in the hospital in Angers, they're asking for the like people that are doing what do you call it, the masks for the hardware store.
Yeah,
They're
dust
asking
mask.
because they don't have enough.
Wow.
So yeah, it's running
Um,
out.
yeah, so I saw pictures of the Eiffel Tower and the Louvre, and it's dead quiet. I mean, tell me, it must be a surreal experience not having. I mean, Paris is probably the city, or they live on the streets, so having no one is the weirdest thing.
Yeah, having like you walk in the streets as well, and there's yeah, but us you still find a few people walking outside, but it's really just for the actually this morning I saw the tram. There were still people in the tram, and I found that quite funny. But yeah, the south is a bit more. The south of France, they are way more relaxed than what they should be. They struggle quite a bit to contain the people. But yeah, further up, like by us, it's people take it seriously. Yeah. I mean, our
Yes.
numbers are escalating, and
Yeah, I saw. I wrote it down. I think you're what, 22,000 positive cases, like in
yeah,
a.
you know what? I read the news once a day just to check like the numbers and to see, but I try not to because in isolation, like, and I know I wrote down a few things just to explain a bit, but isolation really gets to you. I think people underestimated, like there's a lot of jokes going around among it's like a holiday but it's really tough. Today was one of, like I told you earlier, it's one of my really off days where you struggle to find where you are, and because it's just you and your family, and it's tough to think of. You're so used to thinking of next week, what you're going to do next week, or what you're going to do next month, or you had this whole schedule planned, and then now it's like, what you gonna do tomorrow? That's really tough, and it really plays a lot with your head. Not all I can also tell people that side is that people with gardens maybe will suffer a bit less than people that live in apartments.
Hmm.
But it really gets to you. Yeah.
Yeah, and Gretchen, tell me, are the police driving around? Are they like arresting people? Is the army
Not a
deployed?
risk. I suppose I also want to try and keep the jails as empty as possible. Yeah, we've got a form where you need to fill in what my husband is quite strict with that form. So every time he goes out, you have to write the time and for what reason you go out. And it's usually for the dogs.
Oh, so you have a form that you get from
You have to
from
have a
the.
form, yeah. So if they stop you, you must have a reason why you're outside.
Wow.
And you pay a fine of like €125, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
So they can fine you. Okay, so we are 10th day, but we haven't reached our peak yet. And I think I spoke to my husband this morning, and he said they're hoping that we might reach it in 8 days. So 8 days more of kind of knowing where we're going. But until now, we're still climbing too high. And I don't think it's until the end of April.
The president please asked people not to go shop like mad this week, but today is of course payday in South Africa. Most people get paid the 25th, and the queues at the macros and the checkers and the shoprites were insane.
Okay, as to that, bulk buying is really unnecessary. It's really make sure you've got for the week at least. I mean, obviously you don't want to go every second day to the shop. But we did not bulk buy at the moment. Actually, a funny thing happened with us. We're not into buy delivery. I mean, we'd never do internet. I've been trying to get my husband to get to do it, but until now he hasn't. And then last week, I think how can you say, when the shit started hitting the fan, we he did his first online shop, and then we were waiting for the Thursday because that was the Monday he did the shopping, or the Sunday, and we were waiting for the Thursday for the delivery, and we waited and nothing came. And then after that he went to go check again on the page like what happened, and the date that he booked for the delivery was 1 week later, so it's coming only tomorrow. So all of our big shop, like we were waiting for it tomorrow. But in the meantime, you also end up looking there's so much food that you actually don't use in your house.
100%.
And
Yeah,
this is a
correct.
good time to realize, like, there's still that carton of a blikkie jam daar agter in jou kas wat nog altyd daar staan. Then, It teaches you really a good thing is the value of life changed dramatically in the 2 days.
Yeah. So what are your new plans for the 21 days? What, I mean, how long are you locked down? Sorry, I wanted to ask you how long did they say?
We don't know. It was for
Oh,
15 days, but I mean, that's what I
you
asked
don't
you
know.
today. I want to know like what is happening, but we don't know.
Okay. And the government helping small companies like here in South Africa, funding.
No, can I just? That is also one thing that I can say because I see a lot of people are panicking, and panicking about money. And I want to tell you that we are all. This is a global problem. We are all in. At least your president or our president. I still regard him. Maybe he's my president as well. But at least he gave you like a detail of how they're trying to help financially. We did not get that. So um, and as a physiotherapist as well, we don't work for somebody. I work for myself. My husband also got a business. Well, luckily, he's got one job where he's employed. Um, but no money. There's no money. We don't know. It's as uncertain as. All I can say is really don't panic. The money is the last thing you need to panic about now. It's mainly your health and saving other people.
Yeah, definitely.
So small businesses, we don't know. We simply don't know.
Wow. So we actually very fortunate in comparison to you.
Yeah.
That's very good. That's nice to know. And then lastly, Gretchen, come give us some advice for people in Paarl. You've been under lockdown for a few days. We're starting on Friday. What must we do and what mustn't we do?
Okay, I set you a list because just before you, because I thought, what can I not talk about? Um, okay, on a very humoristic side, but start a gratitude journal. Really, from day one, start a gratitude journal. Like mine yesterday, just to explain to you what my gratitude journal is. So yesterday I said, thank God for the sunlight, so I can hang my washing and it can dry on the same day. Then the second one was, thank God for my husband being so good at maths because I would have probably failed with my child in helping her with her homework. The last thing is, thank God my permanent job is not a referee because sibling fights, I don't know. Good luck with that one. I don't know how to. Sometimes I don't know how to whose side to choose and whatever.
Yeah.
Good luck with that. So, anyways, a gratitude journal is a good thing. You because I see a lot of activities also for kids and for kids and for kids. So don't forget about I think I've already mentioned the worry about money and paying the bills. Don't because we don't know neither. I mean, we bought a car not too long ago in ek weet nie ek hoop toe jou te verstaan jong. Global problem, and we all are suffering the same financial strain than what you are doing.
Okay.
Be kind and be patient, and be kind and be patient. Really, with the people around you. Stay positive.
Yeah.
Stay kind. Be patient. Be nice. Be
Okay.
encouraging. And that's about it from my side.
Madam, wow, thanks. That's actually a nice preparation for the interview. Some wise words.
Yeah, try. Anyway, then I can see you. But at least not the nice thing. And I mean, there's nothing nice about this.
Yeah.
But the value of life,
Yeah.
it really changes like with an instant. It changes. And you see that there's no difference now between just today, Prince Charles was tested positive, the Prince of Monaco was tested positive. So there's no.
Yeah.
Die arme mens net soos die ryk mens kan daaronder lê. So we're all equal now.
We're all in this together.
We're all in this together.
Ms. Hartog, thank you so much for your time.
Welcome. And you keep doing the good things you're doing, hey, because ek gaan dit weer sê, ek is 'n groot fan van jou. So I was hoping we would meet under different circumstances, you know, like ek is in die Paarl Mall en ek wys my kinders daar op die village guys. But now it's unfortunate under coronavirus circumstances.
Yeah.
Anyways, but keep doing the good things that you do.
Thank you so much, madam. Thanks for your time and keep well and be safe.
You're welcome.
Thanks a lot. Thanks.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.